Welcome back. Zoe Flowers here, and it is almost Aquarius season, and so I am going to share the cards I'm actually using for Aquarius season. So of course Aquarius is ruled, now they say it's ruled by Uranus. However, the traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, Capricorn's cousin. And so we know that Uranus is visionary, out of the box, different. And we see those traits in Aquarius natives. And we also know, if you've been following my channel, I feel like I talk about Saturn a lot because I have a Capricorn ascendant. And I also have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. Oh my gosh, I have so much Capricorn. I have so much Capricorn in my chart. And so, yeah. So Capricorn also rules Saturn. So, and we know that Saturn is the planet of limitation. You know, when we think of Saturn, the father of time, the timekeeper, the taskmaster, all of those things, Saturn rules. So I wanted to pick decks that are a mix of both of the planets, that planetary influence, and so I have a lot of cards. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to start with the tarot decks that I'm using. And as I'm looking at them, I don't, oh, okay. I see. I don't feel like I have enough Saturn. I'm looking at them. But that's okay. That's all right. I mean, we only have X amount of days, right? So it's not like I can use all the cards I have. Okay. So I'm going to just reel it in. Okay. So, and the cards I'm using are spirit directed. Literally, the voice in my head says yes, no, yes, no. So there are actually two decks here that I got the message not to use them. However, I'm so desperate to use them. So I have them here anyway. So if I do past, present, future readings, or I'll probably do some with clients, I'll probably do some past life readings this month. We'll see. I haven't really said that I was going to be offering that, but I guess now I just said it. So or past, present, future. So hopefully I'll get to do those kinds of readings, and I'll get to use these decks. Okay, so I get to the decks I'm talking. All right. So we have the Universal Rider-Waite Tarot, which is, the standard, right? It's kind of what people use, people know the Rider-Waite. It is what many decks, the style, is based off of. Okay, so this was a no. However, because I have the Before deck, so the Before deck is, I don't know, a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, I think it says. It's the thing that happened 3 to 4 minutes before what occurs in the traditional tarot, in the tarot story, right? So we have let's see. I don't see. Oh, no. Oh, I was trying to see if I had it here. Oh, good. Okay. So in the regular Rider-Waite, we have the Ace of Cups, right? In the Before, it's the thing that happened right before what we're used to seeing in the traditional tarot. So we see the fish, right, jumping out of the cup, and sort of the dove of peace diving in. Okay, so it's what happened before. So I bought this deck a long time ago. I bought this deck like before the panorama. So, and it was just sitting. And I don't know, I guess it just wasn't time for me to use it. But I pulled it back out. And so I've been using these two together, and it's been so much fun. So even though, again, Spirit was like, no, I took it out anyway. And so, but the other thing I have, the other deck, so I just got this last weekend. So now I also have the After Tarot. I wasn't going to get this deck. I've looked at this deck so many times. I don't think I'm a huge fan of the Los Scarebo. I know they're a major producer or whatever. I'm not a huge fan of their images, so I usually don't. I'm just looking at my other decks here. I don't have a lot. Well, I have some of the decks that they produce, but I'm not a huge fan. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't get the After Tarot. But then something just possessed me last weekend, so I went ahead and got it. And the week before that, I got the Past Life deck. And so I said, okay, let me go ahead and get this After Tarot. So just like the before, you get the vibe. It's what happens after the regular scene. So this is the Three of Swords in the before. Let's see if I can find it in the after. So I figure this will be a great deck to do past, present, future for people. Or again, to do like past life readings. Yeah, I don't think I'll use it with my Akashic Records reading, but you know, just one just never knows. And then remember how in the after we had the dove flying in for the Ace of Cups in the regular? This is the after. So the dove goes about its business, and then we have a heart here. So I think that's pretty cool. If only I could find... this is the Three of Swords. After. This is the before. I guess it would be only right to what you call it? To show the current. I already put my Rider-Waite deck away, I think, yeah. But this will be a good... So, if I'm using this deck, right, and somebody asks about anything, doesn't necessarily have to be love life, but if they ask me what happened, and I'm doing a past, present, future, if I can find that. This deck is this video is probably going to be long because I have a lot of cards. So, FYI. Okay. But if you love tarot like me, you'll stick around. So this is the universal Rider-Waite tarot. I'm going to stop saying traditional and I'm going to say universal because that's truly what it is. So this is the before. This is the image that we're used to in the universal. And then this is the after. Beaten, bruised, etc. So I love this, right? Like even if somebody wanted me to like forecast a possible situation, it's like, yeah, you still have time to get out. This is how I would read this. Like you still have time to get out. And that's how I'm looking at the before also, because even with the Tower card, it's like there's still time. Even with the Devil card with the before, there's still time to make a change, right? There's still time, because we know, again, this has swords or thoughts. There's still time to turn your thoughts around in the before. Here, you're in the thick of it. You're in the thick of the heartbreak. You're in the thick of the sadness. And then here, you're beginning to heal. You're beginning to heal yourself, but you're definitely beaten, bruised, etc. So, I already love this after deck. And the before, too. I guess I probably had to have all of them to appreciate. Yeah. I think just having two is probably why I didn't use them. Use the before, because I just had the before and the universal. So I think that's probably why. I think I needed to get all three and have them all together. The trifecta. And I'm excited to use them together. Okay. So I'll put that here. Okay. Now, what else are we using? I'm starting with tarot. So again, those past, present, future, that's for a special occasion. But the bulk of the month, I will be using the Light Seers Tarot. I haven't used this deck in a while. I can't even remember the last time I used it. I used it a couple of times doing personal readings for folks, but I haven't used it for videos in a long, long time. I wanted to use the Muse. I took it out anyway, and Spirit was like, no, absolutely not. That's too many tarot cards for 1 month. You're being outrageous. So I put the Muse back, and hopefully the Muse will come out. I don't know. Maybe it won't come out until Capricorn season 2022. So I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. And thinking about out of the box, different, strange, unique, all things that Aquarius loves, we've got the good old Zombie Tarot. So I bought this during Halloween, and I haven't used them yet. And so I'm going to be using them. I used them a couple of times for personal readings, but I haven't really, like on myself, but I haven't really dug into them yet. So I'm very, very excited to get into this deck for Aquarius season. I think it's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely zany enough. So those are the tarot. And then for the oracles, I'm using the Isis Oracle, which I absolutely love. I feel like this is going to just be probably every month, because it just carries the frequency I'm on right now. It's carrying the frequency I'm on. It's giving. It's giving what it's supposed to have gave. It never disappoints. And so that's the deck I'm using. Also using the Sacred Creators deck for Aquarius season. Aquarius is all about innovation and creativity. So definitely going to be using this personally and with clients. The good old Prism Oracle. So again, I'm using like bright colors, you know, airy, bright, airy colors, because that's what I'm feeling for Aquarius season. And yet we have the, you know, the traditional colors of the prism, and that gives me, you know, the primary colors, that gives me very much the Capricorn vibe. Mixing the traditional with the zany. Why do I keep saying zany? What's wrong? Was I born in 1930? Like, what's happening? And then I'm using the Seed and Sickle. Okay. Love this. And this has a dusk guidebook and a dawn guidebook. And so I couldn't really figure this out at first. I just got this a couple of weeks ago too. I couldn't really figure out how this thing worked at first, but if it's new things that you want to begin, like new beginnings, you would read the cards from that framework and you would read out of the dawn. And then if it's like shadow work, things you want to change, it would be the dusk. So the light and the dark feels really good for Aquarius season to me. A little battery issue here. There we go. Okay. Okay. I have to edit that out. Okay. So, of course, Aquarius rules the internet, innovation, astrology. So, I am using 2 of my astrology decks. So, one is the Luminous Oracle, which is not my absolute fave oracle deck. It's just not. I mean, it's not my favorite astrology deck, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I like it. I just probably don't use it enough. But we're using this. And now we're using the Black Moon astrology deck also. That one I adore. I adore this deck. Maybe because it's a little heavier. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it carries a little bit of a heavier frequency to me. And when I say a heavier frequency, it's like a thicker frequency, a deeper frequency is the better word. Like the Isis. When I say heavy, I don't mean heavy in a bad way, like oppressive. I mean like, man, that's heavy. Man, that's deep. Those are the decks that I really resonate with, obviously. I am a fan of, yeah, the darker side of life. The heavier, the mystical, the less open. However, again, that duality. Also tapping into Uranus. I'm pulling out a deck I have not used in ages, and that is the Secret Language of Light. Transmissions from your soul. I may even use this for my IG channel. This is the frequency right now. This is the frequency. Do you feel the frequency? Is it just me? Is it just me? Right? And I feel like these will read very lovely with this. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And then, if you follow my channel at all, I know you've seen this deck a million times because it would appear that I don't have any other crystal decks because I leaned so heavily on this one. Outside is waking up. It's like, for some reason, all of a sudden, it's like, Zoe's making a video. Let's get loud! Like J-Lo at the inauguration. Okay. So, the Crystal Grid. This is my absolute favorite crystal deck, made by a woman of color, Grace Duong. I talk about this deck a lot. Grace also made the Mystic Mondays Tarot, which I thought maybe I would get a chance to use for Aquarius season. Spirit was like, absolutely not, so I put it back. Another goodie, Moonology. So I'm feeling like Aquarius season, like Aquarius itself, is going to be a mixed bag. Highs and lows. Lots of highs and lows. Very high frequencies. And then some things that are going to make you be like, what the hell did I just see? And so the message here is, as always, to get grounded, but to get even more grounded. To get more grounded than ever before. Pick up your tools. And by tools, we mean spiritual practices. Things that are going to key you in to the grid of the earth and the sky, but from a very high level. Aquarius is going to be a turning point for many people. It's going to be a very interesting month. Okay. Next deck. Past life. I've done a couple of readings on myself with this deck. Not quite sure how I feel about it yet. Probably just need to use it more. So we are going to be doing that. We are going to be doing that. Very excited to get into that past life deck. Back to the higher frequencies. Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. I have to look. I think Rebecca has a new deck coming out. This is an oldie but goodie. Protection. We were just talking about Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarius season. There is going to be a need to connect if you're feeling activated. I don't say triggered. If you're feeling activated, February might have many people feeling activated. And so we have trust your deepest calling. Or have you answered your deepest calling? If you're feeling activated by people, you could be feeling activated by people on social media. Like, oh, who do they think they are? Living their life, living their dreams. If you find that coming up for you in Aquarius season, bringing up those feelings of jealousy, envy, key into your tools. Then we have Shine from the Inside Out. Set your intentions with heart and soul. Yeah, I feel like this is a message for Aquarius season 2, for February in particular. So we're using the Shine from the Inside Out. Again, very resonant with this. Very high frequency deck. And then another fave, another self-care deck. The Sacred Self-Care Oracle. Sound healing. Soaking in a bath. Self-care. Clicking in. It's funny, I'm seeing clicking in. Things clicking into place. Pay attention to mid-February. The second week of February. See if things start to click in for you. come back and let me know. That's what I have for you. A gazillion decks for Aquarius season. And thanks for coming back. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you next time. Bye.